Okay, so as always, I'm going to annotate as I go. But this is PT44, game one. And it says, in the course of 1 month, Garibaldi has exactly 7 different meetings. So 7 meetings. Each of her meetings is with exactly 1 of 5 foreign dignitaries. So these meetings are with 5 people. F, M, R, S, or T. So our 5 people are F, M, R, S, or T. The following constraints govern Garibaldi's meetings. Rule 1 says she has exactly 3 meetings with F and exactly 1 with the other people. So 3 with F and 1 with others. 2, she does not have any meetings in a row with F. So of the 3 meetings that she has with F, none of them can be consecutive. So it can never be FF. That can never happen. 3, her meeting with S is the very next one after her meeting with T. So this tells us that when T happens, S happens right after it. And the last one says neither the first nor last meetings is with M. So M cannot be 1 and M cannot be 7. So those are all the rules. And it's a pure sequencing game, so I know that everything has to be lined in order from 1 through 7. Okay. Which one of the following could be the sequence of the meetings Garibaldi has with the dignitary? So there's different ways to do this, and since it's a simple game, I can just check each of my rules against my answer choices. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that these answer choices actually have 3 meetings with F and only 1 with the other people. So A has 2 with F. So I know that breaks my rules because I need 3 meetings with F. So it can't be A. B has 3 with F, so that's fine. So does C. So does D. And so does E. So everything else follows the first rule. Then I check if anything has F consecutively. So B has 2 meetings with F in a row. So I know that can't be my right answer. C separates them. D separates them. And E separates them. So those look fine so far. The next rule says that S comes right after T. So I check to make sure that there aren't answers that have S right after T. I'm sorry, that I check to make sure that there are answers that have S right after T. C looks fine. D is a problem because it has T and S separated, and I need S right after T. And then E also looks fine. And then my last rule says that neither the first nor last of the meetings are with M. So I need to check to make sure that the correct answer choice doesn't have M in the first position or the last position. And C looks fine, but E puts M in 7, so I know that can't be my right answer. So my right answer is C. If Garibaldi, 2 says, if Garibaldi's last meeting is with R, then which one of the following could be true? So this time they give us a condition. R is over here. Oh no. Let's write a little lower. R. Which of the following could be true? And I just see what can happen. So if I plug in A and I put S over here and I put T over here, no matter what I do, I'm going to have 2 F's or 3 F's next to each other. So I know that this can't be my right answer choice. So A is out. B says Garibaldi's third meeting is with M. So I plug in M over here and see if that could work out. I'd want to find a space where S and T can be next to each other. So maybe we put them here, but that would put all 3 F's next to each other. So I try another way. Maybe I put T and S over there, but that would put F in the first two spots next to each other. So my last option is to put T and S here, but that would still leave F in my first two spots. And I know that can't be right. So B can't be my right answer either. C says Garibaldi's fourth meeting is with S. So I put S over here. And if S is the fourth meeting and S comes right after T, I know T would have to be my third. And then no matter what I do, this would still leave me with two F's next to each other. So if I do this, that's wrong. If I do this, that's wrong too. And if I do this, well, I can't actually do that because I can't put M first. But if I do this, that's also wrong. So no matter what, if I put S in the fourth spot, it can't work out. So it can't be C either. D says Garibaldi's fifth meeting is with M. So I put M in 5 and I see if it could be true. This spot over here would have to be F because I need consecutive spots for T and S. So I know that can't be right. So there's lots of ways that I could consecutively put T and S in the spot, but remember that we want to split up the two F's. So I'd put F over here, and then T and S over here. And that's perfectly fine, and it doesn't break my rules. So I know that D is my right answer. Number 3, if Garibaldi's second meetings is with F, then which of the following is a complete and accurate list of the dignitaries with any one of whom Garibaldi's fourth meeting could be? So now we're writing F in the second spot. And we want to know who could possibly be in the third spot. So what I do for these questions is I see what overlaps the most in my answer choices. And I try to check that so I can see if I can cross off the answer choice that shows up the most. So I see that S and R show up the most, so I want to check against one of them. So maybe I check R first. So I plug in R here and I see if anything can work out. If I plug in R there, I can't put F here or here, so I need to put F here and here. But now I don't have any space to put T and S because T and S have to be consecutive. So I know that any answer choice that has R in the fourth spot, I can cross out because it's not possible. So that means I can take out A, B, and D. Now my only option left is C and E. Both C and E have S in it, so I know that's not problematic. I can have S in the fourth spot and it can work out. I just have to see if M or F can go in there. So I'm going to check M. And I see what can happen. If I put M here, same thing. I can't have F here or here, so I need to put F here or here. But I have the same problem that I had when I put R in there. I don't have any space for T and S because T and S have to be consecutive. So I know that C can't work out either, which would mean that my answer is E. And let's see what happens if I put S in here. If I put S there, T would have to come here. I know that F can't go here. And by my last rule, it says M can't be in spot 1 or 7, so I can't put M here, and the only option left is to put R here. And then I have two F's and an M left, and F has to be separated, so I'd leave M over there. Number 4 says, if Garibaldi's meeting with R is the very next one after Garibaldi's meeting with S, then which one of the following must be true? Okay, so 4 says R comes right after S. And I can tack on to this rule down here because I have two things that match up. I have the S that matches up. So now I can write this as T, S, R in a row. And I'm trying to look for what must be true every single time. So let me try by creating some diagrams and seeing how I can place T, S, and R. So if I were to do this, that works out. So that's one possible diagram. This will not work out if I put TSR in the first 3 spots, so I can erase that. Same thing here, where if I had to put TSR in spots 3, 4, and 5, I don't have enough spots for all the Fs that I need. But if I were to do this, this works out. And if I were to put T, S, and R in spots 5, 6, and 7, I wouldn't have enough spaces for all 3 Fs without putting them next to each other. So I know these are my only 2 possible diagrams when I have T, S, and R right next to each other. And what's consistent in both of them? Well, I have F in the first spot. This is not the same. 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 And these are the same. So I know in these 2 diagrams, what must be true is that F is in the first spot and F is in the 7th spot. So I'm going to look for something that says that. A says G's third meeting is with F. We know that doesn't have to be true every single time. G's fourth meeting is with R. That doesn't have to be true every single time. G's fifth meeting is with F. Doesn't have to be true every single time. G's sixth meeting is with R. Doesn't have to be true every single time. And G's seventh meeting is with F, which does have to be true every single time. So E is my right answer. 5 says if Garibaldi's first meeting is with T, then Garibaldi's meeting with R could be. So remember that this rule was only for 4, so it doesn't have to apply anymore. That was local to number 4 only. So now we're back to T and S right after it, and we don't know what comes next. Drop my diagram. They're telling us that T is in spot 1, which means that S absolutely has to be in spot 2, and now I see what has to work out. Okay, I still have 3 Fs to take care of, and there's only 5 spots here. So if I were to put F here and then F here, that wouldn't work out because where would the last one go? If I were to put F here, same thing. I can put it over here, but then where would the last one go? So I know that my Fs have to go here, here, and here, which leaves me with R and M, and I have no idea where they're going to go. So I know that I can alternate between them because my only hard and fast rule for M is that it can't be in 1 or 7. It can possibly be in 4 and it can possibly be in 6, and I don't know where it's going to go. So my R and M can alternate. So I know my answer choice is going to be saying something that R is either in 4 or is in 6. So it's not A because that's just a second meeting. It's not B because it says a third meeting. Not C because it says the 5th meeting. It is going to be D because it can be the 6th meeting, and it's not going to be E. Number 6 says if Garibaldi's meeting with M is the very next meeting after Garibaldi's meeting with R, then which one of the following dignitaries must Garibaldi's 4th meeting be? Okay, so now we have 2 things. We have T and S are right next to each other in that specific order, and we have R and M right next to each other in that specific order. Now I just see what has to be true. Can I possibly put it F not in the 4th spot? Sub 7, yes. So I'm going to put F somewhere else. And see if that works out. So this doesn't work. If I were to do this doesn't work either. If I do this doesn't work either. So it seems to me like I absolutely need to put F in the 4th spot. So let's see what happens if I do that. If I put F there, then I can put R and M here, because remember that M can't be in spot 1 or 7. And then I can put T and S here, and that would leave me with F over here and F over here. So this has to be true. It doesn't have to be true that I need M, R, S, or T in that spot, but it does have to be true that I need to put F in that spot. So I have the right answer being A.